Chapter 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the watercourses. He turns it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the hearts. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. A haughty look and a proud heart. The tillage of the wicked is sin. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteous, but every one that is hasty hasteth only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vapor driven to and fro. They that seek them seek death. The violence of the wicked shall drag them away, because they refuse to do justly. The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than in a house in common with a contentious woman. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the thoughtless is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. The righteous one considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked to their ruin. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be answered. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a present in the bosom strong wrath. To do justly is joy to the righteous, but ruin to the workers of iniquity. The man that strayeth out of the way of understanding shall rest in the congregation of the shades. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. The wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and the faithless cometh in the stead of the upright. It is better to dwell in the desert land than with a contentious and fretful woman. There is a desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man swalloweth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, prosperity, and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and bringeth down the stronghold wherein it trusteth. Whoso keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from troubles. A proud and haughty man, scorner is his name, even he that dealeth in overbearing pride. The desire of the slothful kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. There is that coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous gives and spares not. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with the proceeds of wickedness? A false witness shall perish, but the man that obeyeth shall speak unchallenged. A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he looks well to his way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but victory is of the Lord. All right, let's take that up to verse 1. We are continuing in the Proverbs, these sayings of Solomon, speech of peace, this one that's speaking out a little bit of knowledge to give us a little counsel, to aid us in our pursuit of life and happiness, to give us a little bit of peace with the Lord. That way we don't find ourselves in contention with life so often. And we're going to pick it up here in verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the watercourses. He turns it whithersoever he will. The king's heart, that's the king's inner man, inner being, inner understanding. This one who's controlling the king, or who the king is in the works of the Lord, just like all the watercourses, just like the flowing streams and the way they flow. So we'll find out. It's kind of like an automatic thing, always seeking. And he turns it whithersoever he will, whichever way he wants. We'll find out. The Lord, that's the name, that holy name. He's in control of everything. 2, every way of man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts. Every way The man is right in his own eyes, and he thinks he's all. And we think we've done the best we can. We went for, without proper guidance, without a little bit of understanding from the beginning. That would be hard to do, but we'll find out. Some do accomplish things. The Lord weighs out the hearts. The Lord's going to hold it in the balance. It's up to Him in the end. This heart is the midst of the matter, what it's really all about. In the end, it won't matter what you think. What matters is what the Lord has decided. Because every man thinks he's right. Every man can justify himself in his own heart. But, if we're going to write our own laws, we got to make them just before the Lord. 3, to do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. To do righteousness and justice, to be correct, be upright, to be responsible for yourself, that's more acceptable to the Lord than the sacrifice, always paying for your sins, always repenting for what you've done, not learning from your mistakes. See, to do the right thing, that's what we really need. That's what we're really looking for. The sacrifice was just a way out, too, because the Lord's merciful. He never wanted to slay anybody. And there's going to be those that but lessons come through time, my friend, and through time. This is like an awakening from a dream. Sooner or later, understanding comes. For a haughty look and a proud heart, the tillage of the wicked is sin. A haughty look, a proud heart, because that's what sets you up for the fall. That's the tillage of the wicked, and it's sin. Because that's to exalt yourself, and understanding and knowledge is that which the Lord gives us, and we're going to find out that understanding that returns us to the way we were in the beginning. 5. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to pleasantness, but every one that is hasty hasteth only to want. The thoughts of the diligent, the steadfast, they tend only to plenteous. They tend only to have abundance. They have substance because they are diligent in their efforts to get it, and it's their ability to do. They are diligent. But everyone that hasteth only to want, are going to do the same for want, because they are not steadfast. Are these ones that are, that word is utz, and these ones that are urged, pressed down, it's narrowed because they are, they have no will. There's no want to there, and they have to be urged along or hasted along, hurried along, because they don't have no want. And that's what they're only going to be forced to, is to want. 6. The getting of treasures by lying tongue is a vapor driven to and fro. They that seek them seek death. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vapor driven to and fro, because it's worthless to go around fooling people, deceiving people in order to get something, a reward, money, or some kind of. Because we'll only find out, it'll be distorted, it's going to be used for something else, it's no good. It was too easily got, there's no value to it, you didn't earn it, it's no good. And it's that spirit that does that only brings it to waste. It's like this vapor. King James Version says it's vanity. Vanity is just havel, and it's a waste of time. It's vapor, it's breath, it's like air, it's empty. It's empty is what it basically means. It's empty. They that seek it, they that seek after these things, these ones that go wanting after these treasures through lying. Lying's not a good thing to do. Lying is just, it's death. There's death in lying. It always causes deception. When somebody is deceived, there's a misunderstanding, and that's not a good thing to go around inputting or imputing into life itself. There's those that do that, and they never think about it. See, they never think about the ramifications of their actions, and this is a problem in life. 7. The violence of the wicked shall drag them away, because they refuse to do justly. The violence of the wicked shall drag them away. That's what does it, my friend. And it's a sad situation, because they are dragged away through their own, what they do, because they refuse to do justly. They refuse to do what's right in life. 8, the way of man. And this goes all the way to the top. See? And when those that are in charge, they refuse to do justly, they refuse to act correctly, we'll find out violence drags them away too. It's the way it works. It's just always has been. I don't know what it is. Some kind of check system the Lord's got put on things. 8, the way of man is froward and strange. But as for the pure, his work is right. Now the way of man is froward and strange. He's kind of weird. He's one who's always going off, chasing after, thinking he's the boss, thinking he's in charge of everything. We'll find out the Lord's in charge, and along with him, everyone that he gives the law to, the one he gives authority to, and that would be each and every one of us. And somehow their work always comes to the top in the end. His work is right. That's because he is right. 9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the house, Tom, than in a house in common with a contentious woman. It's better to sleep on the roof of a housetop. Back in those days, they had flat roofs, and sometimes they would make a little tents up there. It's better to sleep up there in the corner than inside the house, a big house even, with a woman who is not agreeable. 10. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. The soul of the wicked desires evil. This one who just wants to, we talk about these wicked constantly, these ones who want to tear something up, they want to do wrong. And a lot of times they're just not thinking about it. Did anybody ever teach them the law? His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. Why? The guy that lives next door, he don't like him. He don't like the way he's acting. There's no good going on. We'll find, my friends, nobody's teaching the law. Nobody's teaching the understanding. How does people break the law? They don't know it. They don't know it. They don't understand it. There's no purpose for it. A lot of times, we see the purpose one way. Sometimes others see the purpose another way. We'll find the Lord has purpose for his law. It's for your good. 11. When the scorner is punished, the thoughtless is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. Now, when the scorner is punished, the scorner, the word is lutz. We've heard this word many times. He's this one that talks arrogantly. He makes mouth that. He's going to be the one standing up there running his mouth, taking charge of everything. When he gets punished, when he gets what's coming to him, those who wasn't thinking thought about what they was doing are going to get a little understanding. And when the wise are instructed, that's those ones that just got a little understanding about what they've been doing. They'll receive knowledge. They'll know what the instructions were from the beginning. 12. The righteous one considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked to their ruin. This righteous one. Well, there ain't one but that's righteous, my friend. And that's the Lord. He is the one that's righteous. There is no other. There never will be. Because he alone is righteous. And he considers the house of the wicked. He considered them from the beginning. That's why we've got the law. That's why we've got the word. And it went through and divided them out. There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a done deal. And he overthrew them to their ruin. It was done. And it's going to be a struggle now because he's done. The Lord's done. His work's done. Now you're going to have to finish your little job. See, and that's to put them out. And that's done through the law. And it's done through the understanding that God gave you in the beginning. That's the way he did it. 13. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be answered. The one that doesn't listen, he doesn't listen to the poor. He ain't listening to what they're saying. He ain't listening to what they need. They're needy and without. This one, he's going to cry himself, but ain't nobody going to answer him either. 14. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a present in the bosom strong wrath. A gift in secret, that's a little hidden treasure. A little something. It gonna pacify the anger, because there's a little justice hidden in all of it, my friend. And a present in the bosom, received to your heart, that one is gonna cool your wrath, calm you down. We'll find out. The vengeance belongeth to the Lord. 15. To do justly is joy to the righteous, but ruin to the workers of iniquity. Because to do justly is the joy to the righteous. That's the beauty of it all right there. Because it ruins the workers of iniquity at the same time. See, if you keep in the law, you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, and doing the ordinances and statutes the Lord give us all in our heart, you shouldn't be in violation of anything. 16. The man that strayeth out of the way of understanding shall rest in the congregation of the shades. And that's where you'll find him. The man that strays out of the way of understanding. He gone his way. That guy, he rests in the congregation of the shades. That's where they're all gathered up there, the shades. These ones that are absence of the presence. 17. He that loves pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loves wine and oil shall not be rich. This one that loves pleasure. And there's nothing wrong with pleasure, but to be always seeking it. He shall be a poor man, because that's what he seeks after. He that loves wine and oil shall not be rich. Why? He's going to blow his money. This here's just because he loves to get drunk. And this oil, he loves to be drunk in his anointing, we should say, and he's not going to be rich. We'll find out he's already poor. 18. The wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and the faithless cometh in the stead of the upright. The wicked is a ransom for the righteous. That's a reward. That's a reward. And the faithless, they cometh instead of the upright. This right here, and the faithless come instead of the upright. What it really, if we look at the King James Version, is what we see is that transgressor for the upright. In other words, that's what we get. He's going to take the place of. This is the old switcheroo, where the Lord just switches it because he can. 19. It's better to dwell in a desert land than with a contentious and fretful woman. Now, it's better to dwell in a desert land, in a dry, arid place, than with a contentious and fretful woman. This understanding that comes from man that's always causing trouble, making trouble, sowing trouble, causing problems. Why deal with that? There's a way to cut things off, and there's a way to put an end to things. And we'll start with the law of the Lord. 20. There is desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man swallows it up. Now, there's desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise. They got a little something to give you, a little something that's going to nourish you, a little something that's going to do you some good. But a foolish man just swallows it up. It does him no good. Why? Once again, he's that idiot. It doesn't do no good. He gets nothing from anything. 21. He that follows after righteousness and mercy finds life, prosperity, and honor. And that's going to be a fact, my friend, if you will seek these things, and after that which is correct, and after the mercy, you're going to find life. And life's a little different than what we experience, this living experience, we could say. There's a little more to life than that, and that's to be made alive. To feel the pain, you can say to be able to feel pain, that pain that's brought forth by the presence of the Lord. But this one who has life, he has prosperity and honor. 22. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and brings down the stronghold wherein it trusts. A wise man, now, he does scale the city of the mighty. Oh, there's nothing they can do. He goeth by the way, see, and that it's always going to be that way. That leads to the end. It brings down the stronghold wherein they trust. That's that idol they trust in. That comes to ruin. There's no way it can stand, my friend. For the Lord's judgments are sound, and that's what stands in the end. 23. Whoso keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Whoso keeps his mouth and his tongue. That one who controls what he says, this one who controls everything by word, keeps his soul from trouble. It's done by the word of the Lord. 24. A proud and haughty man, scorner is his name, even he that dealeth in overbearing pride. He's a proud and haughty man. Scorner, that's his name. Scorner. Let's go look at that word, scorner. That word is lutz. Have you ever heard that word before? It's one that makes mouth, talks arrogantly, talks like he's the boss, talks like he's the chief. Always telling everybody what to do. This one that deals overbearingly with pride, thinks there's nobody that can bring him down. We'll find down he's just like everybody else. They're brought down by their own ignorance. They're brought down by their pride. They're brought down by their arrogance. 25. The desire of the slothful kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. The desire of that slothful, that's that lazy guy again. That's what's going to kill him. Sooner or later he's going to run out of substance for his work. He refuses to labor. He refuses to do anything himself. Always requiring somebody else to do those things. 26. Now there is that coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous gives and spares not. There is that coveteth greedily. Oh, he wants everything all day long. He wants every understanding. But we'll find out the righteous gives and they don't spare not. The righteous, those that are correct, it's constantly being poured out constantly. There ain't nothing you gotta want for, ain't nothing you gotta send anybody to get for you either. 27. The sacrifice of wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with the proceeds of wickedness? Now the sacrifices, my friend, of the wicked, it's an abomination. Who's the wicked? Those that keep continuing in sin. Those that continue into the transgression. It's one thing to go down and offer something for your sins, to make a sacrifice, to make atonement for. It's another thing to continue in it. Now, how much more when you bring the proceeds of your wickedness in and offer those up? There's a law against that. 28. A false witness shall perish, but the man that obeys shall speak unchallenged. A false witness, a liar, shall perish, but the one who obeys, this one who listens to what the Lord said, that's who you obey. He shall speak unchallenged, because why? His words are righteous, his words are truth. There's nothing he can do. A liar can be found out every time by the words of truth. It's a simple thing. 29. A wicked man hardens his face, but as for the upright, he looks well to his way. A wicked man just hardens his face, just like old Pharaoh did, remember? Hardened his face, them things he made plain. Oh, they're all right, you can do that, they don't ain't hurting nobody. As for the upright, this one who chooses the correct path, he looks well to his way. He keeps his own feet straight. You don't got to do what everybody else does. If everybody's jumping off a bridge, don't mean you got to do it too, my friend. Sometimes we get in a crowd. They want to go down, jump off a bridge. That don't mean you got to. There's no wisdom nor understanding, no counsel against the Lord. There ain't no wisdom nor understanding. There's no counsel that can stand against the Lord. His ways are just. His ways are right. His ways are correct. They always have been, always will be. Nothing you can do. See, but if you try to say that's wrong, we'll find out it just fell back upon you, fell back upon man, the one who's responsible for the transgression. He is the one that transgressed. The law to give you the law, and then man transgressed. You represent who? See, that's just the question. Who do you represent? If you represent the Lord, there's no sin. You can't sin. You have to keep the law. You have to keep the ordinances, the statutes of the Lord. But if you represent the man, well, then you can make your own decision. 31. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but victory is of the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle. Horse represents that strength. He's prepared against the day of battle. We'll find out you won't be able to stand against the Lord, even though he's give you all that strength to come out and put on a pretty good show. It's for a reason. He's going to show himself great, my friend. Let's move to Proverbs 22. Turn and return.